So yeah, up at the plots again. I'm going to show you what I've been up to. The king of beds, the top bed. I've cleared a lot of the stuff out of it. We had a lot of spinach and we had the pak choy, bok choy, or whatever you want to call it, and that's been taken out to make room for more spinach because I haven't got any. I haven't got any bok choy ready to plant out just yet, but I do have spinach, and spinach is suffering inside of the greenhouse at the moment. So I have cleared out that top bed because they were going to seed. They were getting too big and starting to shoot. So I'll show you what we've got. It's far too much to eat at the moment, but I am going to I think blanch and freeze a lot of the spinach, and we'll eat the bok choy this week. But I'll show you where I've taken it out of the bed right now. Okay. There's the volunteer raspberry coming up. This is the area that I've just cleared inside the top bed, and I will show you what I've pulled out of that. Bear in mind, out of this bed we've already had 9 full-sized bok choy. It's massively overcrowded this at the point where I've cleared it, and I have been taking stuff out of here as we've been going on, and taking it home and eating it. The family's been eating it. The extended family's been eating it. People at work have had some. Yeah, Kira and Nina, they've tasted the worst. These are the red cabbage. I am going to do a little bit more weeding on that side. In fact, while I've got it open, I'll do a little bit now. So I'll just be pulling some bits and pieces out because the spinach is going to be going in here shortly. Okay, so I'll take a few bits and pieces out. Get down on my knees. Pray to the Earth Mother Gaia. Little climbers, don't know what they are. I didn't plant them. They're coming out. Little weeds. Okay, I'll continue. If I'll finish this off later, because I don't want you getting bored watching me weed all bloody night. That's not good, is it? But there's not as many weeds in here as there was in the uncovered beds, obviously, because they've not had a chance to cast the seeds in here because it's been netted up, so there's nowhere near as many. And we've had a lot of canopy cover to sort of shade out these weeds. We've got these perennials like the horsetail that are going to be pulling out. Yeah, so I'll carry on weeding that later off camera and get them all out. I have weeded in these beds, so they're cleared. Got the onions down there. We've got the standard and red cabbage there, and the same sort of mixed bag up at the top. They've all been weeded tonight. That's been weeded. The central one, the only one at the moment that hasn't been weeded, and I'll show you the comparison really, is this one. Now all of that growth that you can see down that side is weed. I mean, it's not really destroying the crop because we've still got tons and tons and tons. I mean, inside there's a lot of spinach in there. There's umpteen different brassicas. Inside that we've got the red cabbage. Quite a lot of red cabbage. The red cabbage has done fantastically well, really, when you look at that. The purple vein stuff is the red cabbage. And it's all growing really, really well. Thank God for that. You know, obviously, good stuff. You don't want it getting destroyed or failing. But they're all strong plants in there, including the naughty weeds. This bed I cleared out the other day. I think it was on Sunday. That's all been prepared because there is a lot of the plants that I've sown 2 or 3 weeks ago that are down at Mixed Shed will be going in there this weekend. So I'll show you those when they go in, and I'll continue to net up afterwards after that's been done, and topped off. It needs to be topped off as well with a bit more soil. Just going to put some more topsoil in, maybe a 50-50 mix of some good organic compost and topsoil mix, blood, fish and bone, yeah, some chicken manure, bit of Gromo. Don't think it needs lightening. It's quite a fine tilled anyway, that, so that's that's where we're going to stay with that one and just throw it all in. This is what we got out of that top bed, and as you can see, it needs a wash, which it will be getting when I get it home. Needs a good washing. I'll have a supper with that tonight in a stir fry, because I've got some organic chicken fillets that I'm going to put with that. Well, there we've got the spinach. You'll see here at the front of it where it's bolting, the flower's coming on. Now that central flower stalk that comes out from the middle of the pak choi is very similar really to broccoli, and you can eat it. Good for you, very good for you. Put hers on your chest, nothing wrong with that, because it's a brassica. All of these leafy greens that you can see here are of the family of brassica, really. I believe even spinach is. So it's all going to go down the same way into my mouth and into my belly, and then eventually out to the other end. Yee, you dirty bugger. So that's the pea house that I made yesterday. I've just put a couple of final touches on that pea house. There's a big bunch and cluster of sugar snap peas at the back there, but I thought I'd show you the completed house now that the sun's out. In fact, the sun is going down now, but while we've still got light. So it's all caned up. You've got the bird netting around that. You've got the chicken wire on the sides of it, which is good quality chicken wire around the sides of it, and the peas will grab hold of all that, and hopefully all that will be filled with peas, with pea plants. There are beans in there. Got runner beans, French beans knocking about somewhere in there, and your broad beans down that side, and you can see that there's the two broad bean ones. There's probably about 8 little plants in there. Sugar snap peas are at the back, the two big ones at the back. Yeah. And so there we go. So that's the creation from last night, the finished, completed, in daylight creation that I did last night. All I did was with these to sort of fix the bird netting, sorry, is just screw some screws in and pull it over. So yeah, that's fixed like that. So you can just unhook these very easily, and unhook these, unwrap those, unhook them, and pull it off if you want to. But you can reach through. It's wide enough to reach through. But the pigeons don't like it. The pigeons won't be going in there. It puts them off. Those bits that are sticking out, we're probably going to have to sacrifice, because when it comes up, hopefully, and it all bushes up, as I say, half of this will be hanging out of here. So it'll be what it'll be. It's an experiment, really. I just knocked it up last night, that, just to see what it would shape up to be. Another creation out of my crazy mad head. Alright. Clevedon Wonder again in there. There's about 10, 11 Clevedon Wonder in there, as you can see on there. Alright. Mate, the beds are absolutely chocker. Look at the growth that we've got here. I know I'm bragging here, but mate, first season, and some of these cabbages are ginormous. Already, huge. They're going to be monstrous. These are the ones that the birds got at, and even they're recovering. The birds really had a good go at these ones in here. And I think these are broccoli, purple sprouting broccoli, etc. inside these beds. In fact, there was one that I looked at the other night, and I think I showed it on one of the videos the other night, the purple sprouting. And that was literally about 3 nights ago. Let's see what he looks like now. See if he's come on a bit. Oh, that's heavy. Right, let's see how he's coming on, this lad. The purple sprouting. Lift him up. Oh yeah, look, there he is, the purple sprouting. Any more purple sproutings coming? Not quite, not yet. But he's coming on. Now these are going to get pretty tall, I think, all being well. And if anybody's got any tips about how you can get more of the purple sprouting stuff coming off them, not sure whether this particular variety will do that. When you sort of nip out the head, it'll grow side shoots. I'm not sure. But all the leaves are edible. Everything about that plant is edible. So you can eat the leaves, you can eat the stem, and the flower, obviously, on the top of it. But yeah, I weeded that out again. That's all been weeded out so that I can plant more, and we can get some successional stuff coming on in here. We'll get the quick grow stuff. I might put some radishes in. I'm not actually got any radishes. I might put the Bulgarian radishes in for a laugh, just to see what happens. So I'll lock those off later to keep the butterflies out, the fluttery butterflies out. Okay. All that side netting's on now, so it's all totally contained now, that, apart from on this side, which I must get round to tomorrow. I think it's just this side on that one. These are all netted up properly now. I will refix that netting, but I'm going to put the spinach in first before I do that, so there's no point doing it yet. And these are the other peas that I made the pea bed on the weekend. Another pea bed, another example. Yeah, down there with a little troll bridge between the small raised bed and the pea bed. And when I put, I'll take those cages off when they hit the top of the cages, and I'll put a run going up there of probably either the sort of narrow weave chicken wire, or maybe even that. I might even roll that out and nail that on, because that's wider. You'll be able to grow up better, I think, with that stuff on, and get the little poke the little noses through the squares, and sort of grow that side as well as this side. We'll see. I'll have a look around the plots and see what everybody else is doing, get a few tips and hints for me mates down here at the Slice of Eden allotments. I did the same again because I'm a smarty pants, putting these on to tell you what they are. Didn't really need to, because I know that they're all cleaved and wonder. But yeah, it's something to do in it. But there's the poor suffering spinach that's going to go in. Isn't it? Lovely. There's the lettuce heading up now, nicely. Look at that whopper. He's a big one. As big as your head, that one. They're all as big as your head, these, really. Unless you've got a massive heat. All the red. They're all cut and come again, these, but I just planted them in, and we're just going to have to take them as they come and have massive salads. But it's good because it's barbecue season, so we can have massive salad bowls that everybody can get stuck in. We don't have to be worried about that. We'll have tons. We've got tons. There's some more spinach there. Christ, what did I do with this spinach? I went crackers with this spinach. It's everywhere, isn't it? First year, this. He lives and learns, and I will learn this year. But we're eating well off it. I mean, look at all that there. That's about 5 foot long, and it's about a foot wide. From one night's worth of chopping. I could do that every night, I bet, for the next 2 or 3 months, and still come away with that. With all these beds. And this, to be honest with you, this is like half of the land that I've got. This is half the plot that I've got. I'll get some of that for Akira, so she can do the conserve, or whatever she called it. Can't remember what she called it. She's going to do a strawberry. Oh, she's already done a strawberry and rhubarb conserve, which is a bit like a sticky jam or a runny jam, or what, I don't know. She did explain it to me, but I'm thick. But that'll be winging its way to Akira. Red cabbage there. Like I say, it's massive. It's coming on massive. That's just a bit of dirt. I'll sweep him off. Yeah. So yeah, this is where the new batch of spinach is going in here. That's what I did the other night as well. Busy lad, me, Hannah, hey? Now, who was it? Was it first Bumblebee Master? The first Bumblebee Master. Chris, the other night, he was asking about these. Now, that is on an earlier episode where James is reading it out. But that's the variety of that central blueberry. Look like nice fat blueberries on that. And we have got some berries on there already. This is a baby. They're all babies in here. This is probably a toddler. And these are the little baby ones. It doesn't really give you... I don't think it gives you the variety, does it? It just says blueberry. Okay. But more ericaceous soil needed for that, which comes in those pinky bags, which I got from Bob and Quentin's. And so yeah, these need to be topped off. I'm going to need probably about another 10 bags of that, and it's about £4 on a bag. So I think I mentioned the other night how much this thing would cost to actually fill up, and it's a big old boy, that, really. And in growing medium, if you were going to do it all ericaceous, which I didn't, if you look at the video from earlier, if you did it all ericaceous soil, I bet you're talking, bloody hell, I don't know, 80 quid to fill that. We didn't spend 80 quid, but we didn't spend far off it. I probably spent about, knocking on for 60, no, well yeah, maybe with the further 10 bags that I'm going to get for that. Although I may mix that with the molehill topsoil that we collect, just for saving a bit of money, really, because we're going a bit. I don't want to get down on it, but I've spent more than I wanted to, really, and we've got a holiday coming up, which is about 2,700 quid. So I'm going to be as poor as a crow, and I don't want to be as poor as a crow. I want to be as rich as Croesus. And yeah, there's all the red currants again. Look at the beasts. They're going to be well trimmed back, these. There's another red one coming there. I've noticed that the other red one that I spotted, the first of the red berries, has been taken. Probably by a naughty bird. It's dead tranquil and peaceful down here tonight, boys and girls. As you can hear, if I'm quiet, which is a practical impossibility for me, but if I'm quiet for about 30 seconds, I'll let you listen to God's creation. Wonderful, peaceful, tranquil. Praise God. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, back to the real world. All coming on strong. Look at that mint, ridiculous, preposterous. Mr. Apple Tree there, he's just settling in. His leaves have folded a little bit because I think he was shocked when he got put in. But he's still got plenty on. I mean, look at these here. I hope he recovers nicely because he's got plenty of fruit coming. And James said there was 33 on there, but I think there's more than that, to be honest with you. I think there's more than that. I think there's probably about 40 odd on there when you count them up properly, if they all come through. All of these little babies. And then we've got next doors as well. They look a similar sort of a variety, but you can never tell really until they come through. Apples is apples really, aren't they? But there are so many different varieties of them. They're cool to grow, apples. Back in here, yeah. Same as. Get the strawberries, the bloody tomatoes. They're coming through. I'm going to put these to bed in a minute. They've been watered up. What is it with these ones? What's going wrong? What's going wrong with these ones, boys and girls? Anybody know? Are they getting too hot? Are they not getting enough sun? Are they getting too much sun? Is it the shock of the cold to the hot? Or something like that? That needs staking up there. Super sweet, and you need staking. Flopping. Put some Viagra in his feed. That's coming through good though, that Alicante. Look how strong and straight that one is. He's a beast, isn't he? I have sort of caned a few of these up, and I'll train these tomato plants. I'm going to ask some of the elders for some more advice about these, and I've got to get these in. There's so many things I've got to do. I tell you what, when you got a plot like this, you're never bored. Especially when you're a crackpot that's trying to do it all at once like I am. You're never bloody bored, I'll tell you. There's a bean. What sort of beans that? These are the ones that I planted in, aren't they? These are runner beans, are these? Dwarf French. So we'll find a home for him. I'm going to do another pea and bean bed at the side of the fence line one, because I've got another 5 foot there that I can take up before it meets the actual thorn hedge. Them's leeks down there. Them's is leeks, boy, I tell you, them's leeks. And they're going to be dropped in. Apparently, you stick your little finger in or something like that, or you get a brush handle, yard brush handle, poke them into the ground, yeah, about 3 inch, and just drop it in and leave it. Don't even soil it up, leave it. Just drop it in, it'll root itself, and it'll grow to the width or just over the width of the hole that you've made, and the height will be whatever the height will be. Hopefully about 2 or 3 foot. Get some monstrous leeks in. I don't know how tall they grow, leeks. I've never done this before. This is what's so fantastic about what we're doing down here. Never done this before in my life. Just gone on the tube, got stuck in, thought, let's give it a whirl. Throw it all in. Madness, really. But look at the results. I mean, this is a lad that only has half an idea about what he's doing. Really love listening to people though, and getting advice from people who've done it and can give those, those sort of insider tips on how you do stuff, and little nifty tricks that they've picked up over the years. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. That for me and for everybody. It's a proper community thing to do that. All in it together kind of a thing to do that. Love this community. Really nice people. Oh yeah, really nice. And if you're not part of the community, get part of it. If you're a really nice person. If you're not a really nice person, well, you can just nick off, can't you? You can sod off down there. You get down a pub. You get down a pub if you want to do that. Talk out your bumhole down a pub to the other bumholes. Right, fantastic, wonderful, brilliant. So relaxed. Hectic at work, but when it's hectic, it doesn't really matter, because you can get down, as long as you can get down here and switch your mind off and chill. You've got something that can release that gas valve in your life, then you're laughing. That's the key, I think. Anyway, more musings, ramblings and conjecture from Big Daddy Farmer tomorrow. This is Guru Mafinda on the Little Farmer's Farm. I will be dragging the little farmer by his heels down to the plots this weekend. I don't have to drag him really, he likes it, but it's finding time for him. He's got such a busy, hectic social calendar. Got a big play date tomorrow with one of his little lady friends. And because they're all off school today, it's the half term. And so yeah, he's going down to George's tomorrow. Georgia, they're all not through. Right. Okay, boys and girls, take care. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Friday tomorrow, crunchy day. Crack on. See you later. Bye-bye.